Hello folks, welcome to Murrayfield. I'm Joe Pinola alongside Joey O'Connor. Joey, we were here 2 weeks ago for high school soccer here at Murrayfield, and Norwood put up a really good performance against a good Dedham team. We're back here 2 weeks later to see Norwood take on Medfield with a boys soccer team that seems to be on the rise right now.
Yeah, we talked about this before last game, Joe. I think the word we got from everyone was this year's team is much more competitive. They were competing in every single game. And we saw that firsthand against a great Dedham team that was in the state championship 2 years ago. I believe they were in the Elite Eight of the playoffs last year is what we were told. And Norwood took them right down to the wire again on open house night, a tradition unlike any other. They shut them out in the first half. Dedham only scored on 2 set pieces. We had a great goal from senior Evans Bento Jr., and then Norwood almost equalized it right at the buzzer. So we'll see if we can match that energy today against a pretty solid Medfield team.
Evans got another goal shortly later, so the Norwood team seems to be starting to click a little bit, at least offensively. And defensively, they've been quite strong all year long. I was talking with assistant coach Matt Warren today, and he was saying how that back line that Norwood's got, the quartet of Yasha, Lucian Gale, Langston Coyle, and Mateo Diaz, 3 of whom I have in class, and I'm very happy to have that. But they have been excellent, and Norwood has been able to keep those scores, like you were saying, much more competitive, at least so far in the early going.
Yeah, it seemed like the strength for Norwood 100% last game, or the last game that we did, Joe, against Dedham, was that defensive back line. Especially in live play, they didn't let up any goals. Like we said, they only let up 2 goals off set pieces. They played strong defense, and they had some great counters off that defense. But here we go.
Well, we are underway. Medfield is 3-3-1 this year, and they will be sizing up another point for Norwood, a new goalkeeper for the Mustangs. We saw Muna Mpundu playing a lot early on, and he's still getting some reps. He's still the backup. But the starter today for Norwood is Jonah Flynn Schofield, who is a sophomore. In fact, he was the JV goaltender early, and he's really stepped into a prime role. But he has a hard task early on, and Medfield goes right down. And just like that, it's Jackson Dodge, who is able to put the Warriors right on the board only 28 seconds into this contest.
Wow. What an effort there from Medfield to start the game. If you're Medfield, that's pretty ideal, right? 30 seconds into the game.
Dodge found a beautiful spot there, was able to split through the Norwood defense. So Norwood, who holds perennial title contender Dedham to no goals in the first half. The last time that we were here, it is a much different story early on, and Norwood's already got quite a hole. Let's see if they can dig out of it, though. The offense has been better for the Mustangs of late, and it'll be interesting to see if Coach Lockhead changes up the approach here. Norwood here on the far side. Brody Pacheco is number 11 for the Mustangs. He gets tangled up with Sean Graham, number 14 for the Warriors. Back out into the middle of the field for Medfield. They have number 9 here on the ball. That's Charlie Kermy. Kermy, one of the elder statesmen on this team. And he takes this way deep into the zone, but it looks like it'll be Norwood's ball as Yasha will go retrieve it.
Yeah, some good defense there from number 5. Yasha forces the Medfield opponent out of bounds, so Norwood will have a chance to answer right here.
2 very familiar opponents, Norwood and Medfield, both part of the TVL Large. Dedham, who used to be, I believe, part of the TVL Large, transitioned to the TVL Small, so it was interesting when Norwood was taking on them a little while ago. Or maybe it was the reverse. Apologies to Dedham if I have that backwards. But Norwood and Medfield, very common opponents. Number 10 goes down there for a moment for Medfield. That's Sebastian Brook. Now back out to the middle of the field. Medfield's got a couple colorful cleats there that was on the ball. And number 1 for Norwood, Anthony Parise, is getting the start today. Back to that Norwood defensive line. There's Mateo Diaz over for Yash Shah. Yash gets tangled up with a couple players, is able to squeak it out, but it'll stay Medfield ball, and now a throw-in for number 2, William Cook.
Yeah, and a couple active guys there on that Norwood back line. We saw number 14, freshman Thiago Silva. He played great in that Dedham game, as well as number 6, Mateo Diaz, was very active in that Dedham game. He must have put his head on 30 different balls in that game, Joe.
Silva has been really important for Norwood as a freshman. Again, this is not the first game that he's been starting. He's got a lot of experience already under his belt in this young season.
Yeah, I believe he actually had the assist on that kind of passing clinic we saw against Dedham. He had the assist to Evans Bento Jr. on that goal. So keep your eyes on number 14 for sure.
Now, Evans, you're not going to see him starting in this group. He normally comes off the bench, or at least that's what he's been doing when we've been watching. But maybe some of those fresh legs will help out the Mustangs here.
Yeah, I think last time we kind of compared it to basketball. He's like this team's sixth man. He comes off the bench, brings a lot of energy. He could be a starter, but he comes off the bench with those fresh legs and kind of changes the game.
There's a deep chance. Oh, Medfield gets something through, and a nice job by Flynn Schofield, who came way out of the net to contend with number 6, Ethan Drummond. He came way up for that one and took a little bit of the brunt on that one. Looks like Jonah's okay, though.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a Norwood set piece here, so he's going to draw a call against Medfield. But, yeah, great effort there from the JV goaltender stepping up for varsity. Those situations, you got to be very decisive, right? You either got to stay home or come all the way out. He came out, sliding effort, Norwood ball.
So either way, it may have been Charlie Kermy. Hard to see the numbers from up where we are, but we'll do our best here. But nice job, yeah, the sophomore goaltender coming on in here and doing a really nice job, not shying away from that contact. This one finds a couple of Medfield feet, and eventually Yash Shah puts it back in play. Number 19 for Medfield is Max Tillman. He gets it back to his defensive line. Here's number 2, William Cook. Cook, one of the younger players for Medfield this season. Here's Yash Shah. He's been busy early on. Gets it over for Lucian Gale. And now Norwood will send it into the middle of the field at least. Decent chance for them. Number 25 is out there for the Mustangs. Leart Bogdani getting a big chance early on.
Yeah, and we saw him come off the bench in that dead-up game as well, Joe. He brought some pretty good energy. I think he checked in right before the end of the first half. Try to make some magic happen for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it's a bit of a deep team for Coach Lockhead. He is not afraid to use his bench. If you're used to watching professional soccer where maybe you get a bench player in there as Kermy tries to get past a couple players, now gets an open look, and a nice save is made by Flynn Schofield, who covers up. That is not Norwood. They're going to go to their bench early, and they'll go to it often, and I got to imagine that's going to help a bit with stamina.
Yeah, I noticed it looked like, Joe, I could be wrong now looking at the teams on the bench. It looked like Norwood had more players on their team, but maybe not. I thought that would maybe be a key for them going into this game. As you mentioned, we go deep into the bench. You can get guys in and out, keep the fresh legs. Maybe down 1-0, that's a strategy they'll use.
Let's see what happens. As Silva was in there for Norwood, as with number 12, Evan Martin. Martin has also been getting a lot of playing time as an underclassman for the Mustangs. Now back for the Medfield defense. Here's Sean Graham, number 14. Graham motioning. Sends it, or tries to send it deep. Yash Shah is there. Nice job getting in the way for him. Brody Pacheco with a quick touch. Comes back for William Cook for Medfield. And now into the middle of the field, number 10, Sebastian Brook. Medfield over for Tillman, and he shoots this one way long as Flynn Schofield gives it a look, and it'll go out of bounds.
Yeah, and you might have been able to see, I'm not sure if you could see it on the camera there, but Evans Bento Jr., looks like Jim Oliveira, and the goalkeeper Mpundo just went jogging by. So that might be getting loose to potentially check in at some point soon. Oh,
we have the beautiful track here and the nice field with the new lights. It's a really nice facility here, and Coach Lockhead using that. I think they're also going to retrieve the ball a little bit off your screen right now. So they're doubling as the ball boys, at least for the moment, as they get prepared to come in. No injuries to my knowledge, at least. I believe we saw everybody out there warming up. Whole team seemed to have a pretty good buzz coming in. Ooh, Bogdani came close to a handball there. Eventually comes out for number 23, Jack Sampson, and out of bounds near the Medfield crew. Yeah, another pretty good boot there from Pedro Santos on those goalie kicks. He does a good job reversing the field on those. He can send it deep. Pedro is someone who we're going to be seeing doing corner kicks. I imagine if that strategy continues for the Mustangs. We always talk about what a great kid he is and what a great soccer player. Pedro's really become a leader as a senior on this group. Yeah, for sure. And we will 100%. Oh, here's a chance for Medfield. It's Kermy all alone, and he delivers. Charlie Kermy puts it home, and it is 2-0 Medfield. We are only 7 minutes into this contest. So Norwood, who's been a lot more competitive lately, has their backs against the wall early on. Yeah, another good effort there from Medfield. A great through ball on that pass to set up Kermy, and he just buries it in the net. Not much you can do there as the goaltender. He's had a couple chances. He was the one, I believe, that kind of barreled into Flynn Schofield there. It hasn't quite been the start that Jonah wanted necessarily. He's shown some good energy. But Medfield now 2-0, and Norwood is going to have to get things going in a hurry offensively.
And so once again, it looks like Norwood's going to use the foot of Santos to try to keep flipping the field. He tried to send a deep ball to Pacheco. Goes out of bounds. Norwood's going to have the ball here deep in the Medfield part of the field.
Now, interesting that we're seeing Pedro back. I've kind of been waiting to see him come up and play a bit more offense. Looks like Langston Coyle is out today for Norwood, or at least for the moment. He's got a green penny on over on the sideline. And Pedro Santos, I believe, is starting with that defensive group. So maybe a new defensive look for Coach Lockhead today, and maybe that crew getting to know each other here early on. But here is the always dangerous, as we've gotten to know, Charlie Kermey. And a chance again for Medfield. Oh, there's a ball in front of the net. And luckily, it is swatted out of the way by Lucian Gale, number 15.
Yeah, great hustle there again from Santos, the senior, getting all the way back on defense, forces a tough pass, and Lucian Gale cleans it up.
Jackson Dodge was right there. Dodge and Kermey are the two goal scorers so far for the Warriors. So if you're joining us either from Norwood or from Medfield, you've missed a lot early on. It's 2-0 Medfield. Another chance into the middle. Shah was there. Norwood now putting on some pressure with Evan Martin. Comes way back out to the middle of the field for number 14, Sean Graham. Graham listed as a forward on our score sheets, but he's been kind of the last guy back defensively for Medfield, so maybe an error on that part. Here's Shah. Tries to get it up to Bogdani, but instead it finds the foot of Jack Sampson. And over to the far side. Right in front of the Norwood bench, Medfield looking for another opportunity. And this one is skied way out of bounds. Norwood maybe again trying to flip that field, Joey, like you were just saying.
Yeah, Santos again just trying to slow the game down a little bit, buy Norwood some time. That ball stays in bounds. Maybe you flip the field. But instead, Norwood defense will have a chance to reset here.
Norwood is coached by John Lockhead in his second season. John, a special ed teacher at the high school. We're happy to have him both in athletics and in academics. Matt Warren, an assistant coach, is also a special ed teacher at the high school, so that department seems to know their soccer. And Brian Gillis, who we have thankfully poached from Walpole, rounds out the coaching trio for the Mustangs. Jason Heim is the coach for Medfield, and he is assisted by Travis Taliaferro. They were very helpful for us earlier today, helping us out with some pronunciations and starting lineups, so shout out to the Medfield group, and we always appreciate that. Here's Brody Pacheco working against number 5. That's Cullen Doyle. Doyle getting the start today for the Warriors. He has been an occasional starter for them. Swings it over for Jackson Dodge. Dodge now trying to lead Kermey. Oh, Mateo Diaz knows he's got to work, and he got down there in a hurry.
Yeah, another good job there from Medfield passing, right? A couple good touches, and then they send another dangerous through ball deep to Kermey. It seems like that's their offensive strategy today, Joe.
So that Norwood back line, which is a little bit retooled from the last time. They've got Shaw, Diaz, Gale, and it looks like Pedro Santos today. Certainly is going to have their hands full. Bogdani trying to turn the corner here against number 4, Henry Whiting, who has entered the game for Medfield. Now gets it on over to the middle of the field for Thiago Silva. Silva, the lone freshman out there right now for Norwood. Lucian Gale trying to work along the sidelines. Back into the middle of the field. Oh, that could have been a dangerous chance for Medfield, but a nice step by Anthony Parise, number 1.
Ooh, and a good mid there from Pacheco. Tried to get all the way back to keep that in bounds. Couldn't quite keep it in, but great hustle.
Yeah, I saw a blue jersey closing in there. When I saw it was Brody Pacheco, I said, well, if it's a little bit too quick for Brody, then that's one I don't think anyone was really getting to.
Yeah, for sure. I think I mentioned last time, Joe, but we had him for JV baseball, and he had the green light. Anytime he wanted to bunt or steal, it was on, so he was showing the wheels there.
Does a nice job getting ahead on that one. In fact, a couple of headers as Parise did the same. Now it comes out as Lucian Gale tries to defend one of the Medfield players. Bogdani, who's been getting a lot of action in the middle of the field, over for Pacheco. Brody Pacheco dumps it off for Parise. Over for Thiago Silva, loses the handle on it. And now Medfield, a quick touch from Kermey. Over to number 10, that's Sebastian Brook. Now Brody Pacheco trying to find some space, but a nice job defensively by Henry Whiting. It'll stay Norwood ball, though.
Yeah, and it seems like this Mustangs team is starting to wake up a little bit. They're doing a much better job possessing the ball. Instead of just booting it downfield, turning it over, they're possessing it in the middle of the field. We'll see if they can counter a little bit, maybe send their own through ball deep.
Bogdani almost had a step there, gets it instead to Parise. A little bit of a new look. We did not see much of Parise. We only saw Bogdani in some very short stretches the last time we were here. And I think we might have seen Brody Pacheco as a in the middle of the field last time. So certainly Coach Lockhead not afraid to mix things up.
Yeah, and once again, the Mustangs are looking to possess that ball. They get it all the way back to Santos. He had a nice move there to keep possession. Tried to send it deep to Pacheco. Couldn't quite reel it in, but Norwood once again playing it back, trying to hold on to the ball.
There's Santos, and here comes... Oh, I thought here comes the boot, but not quite there as Pedro elects to keep it on the ground instead. Kermey had an opportunity, but a nice job by Gale to cut it off. That could have been dangerous. We've seen what Charlie can do with the ball on his boat. Here is Silva now. A little extra energy on the Norwood sidelines. Silva tried to take a step there, but he's dispossessed nicely by number 14, Sean Graham.
Yep, and again, that Norwood back line kind of waking up. It seems like they're much more aware of where Kermey is deep.
Oh, there's a chance, and it finds Diaz before it's able to sneak through. But Medfield still with possession. Here's number 10, Brook. Dispossessed by the combination of Silva, and looks like was that Gale in the middle of the field? But either way, we hear a whistle.
Yeah, and it looks like number 1, Anthony Parisi, the sophomore, is going to draw the penalty there against Medfield. So Norwood will hold on to this ball.
Looks like Medfield has used a couple other substitutions. Tariq Ozgul is in. So Tariq, one of the seniors on this Medfield team, getting a chance here to play some midfield. So already we're seeing both teams change things up. Medfield's goalie, who we've yet to mention today, is Elliot Leong. He's wearing number 1. Norwood hasn't tested him early on, but I imagine we're going to be saying his name potentially a bit more later as the Norwood offense gets cooking. Here's Brook on a long drive to the side. Diaz is forced to clean it up. And now out to the middle where Bogdani has been. Ooh, almost had a really nice step there as he works against Ethan Drummond. Now into the Medfield offensive zone. Looking around to his side is Kermey. Gets past one player, gets past another. Kermey almost has a chance, and Silva is right with him the whole time. Excellent defensive work from the freshman for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the freshman Silva, as we mentioned, he's been very active getting back. Right, Kermey, a dangerous weapon for this Medfield team, almost gets all the way down in front of the Norwood net again, and Silva just gets back and knocks it out of bounds.
25:50 to go. We're not even halfway through this first half, and we're starting to see some umbrellas pop up out there. We are starting to see some raindrops here on the windows. Joey, you were saying earlier during our professional development, before we started, absolutely, but that maybe rain might be helping Norwood today because of the fact that turf might play a little bit quicker, maybe plays to their advantage some.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of an X factor today. Maybe, as we said, it looks like the Mustangs are waking up a little bit. Maybe this changes the game, changes the turf a little bit. Some guys start slipping and sliding. You never know. So this could be exactly what the Mustangs need here. Well,
slipping and sliding looks like that's exactly what Lucian Gale did there, as maybe he came to a bit of an awkward stop near the sidelines. Lucian is walking this off a little bit, but I imagine he's going to stay in the game. Norwood is going to go to the bench a little bit. It looks like Parise will grab a seat, and I think Layart Bogdani as well. So Norwood will check Evan Martin back in the game. And are you seeing the other numbers here, Joey?
It looks like Evans Bento Jr. is
there
checked
it
in
is.
up front, and I believe that is that Diego? Did he check in? Yep, number 18, Diego Suarez is checked in as well, a junior.
So the back line for Norwood remains the same with Santos, Gale, Shaw, and Diaz, as we are thankful that Gale is still in the game after getting a little bit of an awkward stop there and holding his leg at least for a brief moment. Here is Yash Shah with that new look offensive engine for the Mustangs here in the next couple minutes. Shah almost finds an opportunity there, working nicely with Pacheco along the near sidelines, but instead it goes out of bounds and it'll be Warrior ball.
Yeah, with this new lineup in, Joe, I'd expect the Mustangs to get going a little bit. As we mentioned, Evans Bento Jr. is kind of an offensive weapon, the offensive weapon for this Mustangs team. In that game against Dedham, we saw number 18, Diego Suarez, kind of take over in that midfield position. Did a great job facilitating the ball, passing it around, and he's got some good moves in the middle.
Yeah, look at this passing from Norwood. Coach Heim for Medfield will also go to the bench. He'll bring in number 11, Henry Kaiser. He replaces number 5, Cullen Doyle. So Medfield also using their substitutions early on. Yash Shah will get a throw in. Tell you, this back line, Joey, for Norwood, they don't get a whole lot of rest, but they have been the backbone of the team thus far. And although it's been a rough start for them, they seem to be finding their footing a little bit more now.
Yeah, they've been very busy all season. They've been very busy tonight. Looks like Yasha couldn't keep that throw in inbound, so Medfield will have it going the other way.
I was going to say we may have jinxed Yash there by talking about how good the defensive front has been. Nice job by Kermy, who almost somehow tipped that back in with his left foot. But instead it will be Shaw's opportunity. And Yash taking an interesting approach to keeping things dry as he rubs it off in his shirt there. And number 11, Brody Pacheco, trying to play it back to him. And Shaw has kind of been toying with the sideline lately. It looks like he gives the ball right back to Medfield.
Yeah, so you can see, as we mentioned, with the rain coming down now, Joe, Yasha struggling to keep the ball dry. I think we just saw Pacheco trying to find his footing, dry off his cleats a little bit. So the rain is definitely already playing a factor here today.
Very interesting in terms of the way the weather has been playing out. We walked into this booth earlier with the NCM crew, and it was quite humid here. In fact, we did end up turning on the AC. So in a day where it's raining, and we've got the AC up in the booth, I tell you never know what weather you're going to get here in New England.
Yeah, kind of one of those just early classic fall days where it's cold in the morning, you get to work, it's a little muggy and humid by the end of the day. Looks like it should be cold outside right now, but it's definitely a little warm still.
Yeah, maybe give it a couple weeks or a month or so, and we're going to start seeing these trees change in color. Beautiful field we got here at the school on the hill. Looks like Norwood now with another opportunity. Bento crosses midfield, slides it over for Pacheco. Brody now trying to lead Evans, who's moving in with some pretty good speed. And he does a nice job keeping it as Norwood possession.
Yeah, and so Norwood getting a little more aggressive again with those through balls. Pacheco does a good job leading Evans Bento Jr. down the field. Couldn't quite connect on the pass, but the pressure was on. And Norwood will have a throw in here in a dangerous spot.
21:30 to go. A lot of time here in this first half. Nice job by Bento to corral the throw in. He gets it right back to Pacheco, who has a little bit of daylight. Pass in front of the net and a chance for Silva. But a nice job defensively from Medfield. Comes on out for Ozgul, number 22. He shows some good speed. Gets by Shaw, but he's unable to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, and there we go. As we mentioned, Joe, the Mustangs starting to come alive. It's taken them about 20 minutes to get going here. That was kind of the first real threat in front of the Medfield net, but that was a dangerous threat.
Absolutely. And Bento, him and Pacheco working off of one another, seemingly fueling it. It's always nice to see Evans when he comes into class, how excited he is on game day. Between him and Mateo Diaz and a couple of the other players, they're always fired up for game day, and they were excited that we would be out here today doing the announcing.
Yeah, it's always good to see them excited on game day. They love it. Evans, I know, plays year-round, so he's built for this. He loves this stuff.
And the fact you always give us that he and Pedro Santos played together before they were even here in Norwood. This one will take a little bit of a roll behind there. Joey, I think you wanted a call there for a moment.
Yeah, looks like I think that was Kerman up front. Gave a little bit of a shove, two-handed shove to the Norwood defender. I think the ref caught him doing it. Looks like they're talking it over right now, but at least from up here, that was pretty clear.
So maybe this is a little conference with the referee for Kermy, who's going to either plead his case or get a bit of a talking to for what he was just doing. Kermy has been excellent early on for Medfield. Obviously, he has the goal, but he has tormented Norwood with his ball control deep in his own offensive end. Now he boots it to about the 35-yard line. Medfield controls it very quickly with number 19, Max Tillman. Tillman, a junior in this roster, puts his hand up as Medfield now will cycle it through their back line of defense. Brody Pacheco here, watching number 14, Sean Graham. Over for number 6, it looks like. That's Ethan Drummond. Into the middle of the field. Drummond over for Ozgul. A nice step by Shaw, who went down hard and popped right back up.
And here comes Norwood the other way. Again, that defense turning into offense.
Yep, Evan Martin trying to get the feedback there from Thiago Silva, but it just goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and another good bid from the Mustangs. They're slowly getting it going, Joe.
Number 4, Henry Whiting will have the throw in here, or at least we thought he might. It looks like Whiting will be subbed out. Medfield will go back to their bench, and it looks like they're going to return number 2, William Cook, back into the game.
Pretty good effort from the ball boys on the sidelines too, as well on the track. They're trying to keep the extra balls dry a little bit. We saw them before, I think, in that Dedham game, Joe. They were hustling over the field. They were trying to hop the fences to grab the balls that went way out of bounds. So shout out to the ball boys today as well.
They always work hard, don't they?
Yeah.
Looks like Medfield has gone to the bench again, and Devin Carew has come in, number 8. So a little bit of a new look offense for both teams, as we saw Carew a moment ago with number 11, Henry Kaiser, who had also recently entered. And Norwood obviously has undergone some substitutions themselves. Surprising to not see Helio Da Silva out there. I know he's usually someone who enters around this time.
Yeah, he was another one in that Dedham game, Joe, that just kind of commanded that midfield zone. He played good defense. He had some good touches, sent some good through balls. Not sure what's going on there, but he was great the last time we were up here in the booth.
Oh, there's a good ball from Drummond, who was looking to connect with Kermey. It's almost like you got to have somebody on Kermey at all times. He seems like he's got the speed to break through. Although it was Jackson Dodge that broke through for the first goal for Medfield. If you're just joining us, that was 28 seconds into this game. So Medfield made a statement early on. Trying to find Ozgul here on the far side. A nice play by Yasha, who's been busy today. And he will send this one out of bounds, play it safely. And so Cook will have the throw in here for Medfield.
And it looks like we'll have a couple subs right now.
Is that Helio coming in?
I think so. I think we just called it.
We called for Helio's name, and he has answered the bell. So Da Silva will enter, and Evan Martin will leave. Number 19 will exit for Medfield. That's Tillman, and he'll be replaced by number 10, Sebastian Brook, who re-enters the game. And Brook immediately gets into the action. It is Da Silva as he watches Ozgul here, and they try to get to the sideline, but John Lynch is there for Norwood. Here's Lucian Gale playing it up now. A beautiful pass, getting it over to Evans Bento. Evans finds some space as he gets around number 4. Back for Thiago Silva with 16:49 to go. Now for John Lynch on the far side. Lynch trying to size up Drummond, gets it to Bento, and Bento almost had a chance. I think he was 1 foot too slow there.
Yeah, great action there from the Mustangs again. Great pass into the middle. But here comes Medfield the other way.
Oh, it's Kermey as he got by Santos, and then he got by Diaz. Still with it here on the far side. Passes it over for Dodge, and a nice play in front of the net. I think that was Yasha who booted it away.
Great effort there from the Mustangs again. Kermey up front. Not only is he fast, Joe, he's big and strong. He just kind of bullied his way down the field. Had a nice pass back to the middle. Medfield almost capitalizes there, and it looks like the Norwood back line just got in the way. And as we're talking now, Joe, the rain is really starting to come down.
Yeah, both teams continuing to use substitutions. Number 12, Calvin Fry, has entered for Medfield as he replaces Tariq Ozgul. Now on the far side, Medfield has been very successful there, at least so far. We just saw Kermey come down. In fact, I thought Kermey might have gotten called for something, the way that Santos went down trying to cover him moments ago. We do get a whistle here, a little bit of pushing and shoving. Kermey puts his hand up. So maybe the referees are taking a look at his very physical play early on.
And it looks like Santos just got a card.
No, it's Santos.
He had a little two-hand shove to Kermey after the play. And it looks like Santos is going to be sent off for the shove.
So the yellow card comes out. Mateo Diaz came right over to try to cool Santos down. And now Mateo talking things over with the referee. So Norwood will continue to play musical chairs with their lineup here. They're going to be trying to fill a spot that Santos has occupied pretty much the whole game. And I got to imagine if Langston Coyle is feeling well that it's going to be him. But it looks like it's not. Norwood's going to go with number 27, Sam Lockhart, a sophomore defender. So Sam will join that back group of Diaz, Gale, and Shaw in this driving rain. Maybe not the way that Coach Locke had imagined to play things with 15 minutes to go.
No, it's really coming down now with about 15 minutes left in the first half. So it looks like it will be Norwood ball in front of their own net with a goal kick. Santos, it looks like he's getting checked out by the trainer on the sideline. So that might explain what he was so fired up about. But Norwood's going to have to look to make something happen here with Santos, one of their senior leaders, out of the game.
And certainly we will certainly have to check the cameras to see what was going on there. You can check the cameras when this gets posted. The NCM crew is always really good about getting the games up quickly for you to view on video on demand. And this one, I imagine, will be right with that staple of really a lot of games. You can watch games back to the 80s, in fact, on our NCM website. Pacheco into the middle of the field for Evans Bento. Splits two defenders. Is looking for Pacheco here. The two of them have been going back and forth. Now he gets Cook to fall down, and he's taking on three guys and almost finds some space.
Wow.
Oh.
Bento Jr. just making it happen up front. Triple team down the right sideline. Most guys probably would have just tried to boot that off someone's foot out of bounds. Manages to sneak it through and gets it in dangerous territory. Ball goes out of bounds, so we're going to have our first corner kick for Norwood here in the driving rain.
So Bento putting on a clinic and putting Cook on his feet there. And Norwood will take a corner. I believe that's Diego Suarez, number 18, who takes it away. Opportunity in front of the net, but Medfield will get there first. Number 12 for the Warriors is Calvin Fry. The Warriors also have number 15, William Huther, who's in the game offensively. Huther started today and is back off the bench. Rain still coming down pretty hard. Cook settles it nicely for Medfield, gets it over. Eventually for number 12, Calvin Fry. But a nice step by Yash Shah will dispossess him and put it out of bounds. It stays Medfield ball.
Yeah, so the back line still active, still holding up strong. Yash Shah has been putting up a game back there. He puts another one out of bounds. So
Yash has been busy. Now we tend to say the players' names who are on our side of the field just because it's a little bit easier to see. But I tell you, it feels like Yash has been involved almost every defensive play, and he's done a nice job. If we're saying his name a lot, he's earning a lot of throw-ins and getting the ball out of bounds in a safe place. Ooh, that could have been dangerous there. Looked like a combination platter of Mateo Diaz and Lucian Gale getting up for it, although it may have been Sam Lockhart who's came in for Norwood. Comes back out for number 4. This is Henry Whiting. Back for Sean Graham, and now into the middle of the field. Almost connects, but Brody Pacheco is there to take it away from Max Tillman. Pacheco up for Diego Suarez. And now a little bit of a long ball, and coming out of his net pretty far is Elliot Leong. Elliot hasn't had much work back there, but he does a nice job being alert and coming way out with 12:46 to go.
yeah, and the right idea from that Norwood midfield. Last time we were up here, Joe, we talked a lot about Lynch on the far side of the field, was using his speed.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really been able to use him as much this game. But Norwood tried to send him deep there.
We get a whistle here.
Yeah, it's going to be Medfield going the other way.
De Silva did not like that call at all as he got tangled up with Tillman. So a couple of calls lately that have not gone Norwood's way. Santos received a yellow card about 5 minutes ago, and now De Silva with that little extra aggression will cause it to be Medfield ball. Comes down now in front of the net. If you're just joining us, you're seeing that blue jersey there in the Norwood net. That is Jonah Flynn Schofield. Jonah is a sophomore who is taking the reins today as Norwood's starting keeper. Muna Mpundu was out there practicing and warming up with the team earlier, so we imagine it's not necessarily injury related, and we could potentially see Muna if we need later. Muna did a great job earlier this year holding Dedham to 2 goals, so got to say that's a nice thing for Coach Lockhead and the staff to have 2 reliable keepers back there, especially 2 young keepers in Mpundu and Flynn Schofield.
Yeah, despite that early goal for Medfield, Flynn Schofield has played great since then. He's made a couple big stops. He's been very active back there, and he's kept it to a 2-0 game for the past 20 minutes. So,
for sure. Here is William Cook, as he will have, as the sophomore here will have the throw-in for Medfield. Medfield hasn't had a ton of offensive throw-ins. Their goals have come from really nice footwork, the first of which was off of Dodge's foot, and the second one coming from Kermey. But now they'll look to add one here into the defensive area, and that looks like Lockhart who gets it away. Back out to midfield, and Jack Sampson will have to chase it down for the Warriors. Closing in on him was John Lynch. Good pressure from the senior for the Mustangs. Silva tries to get out of bounds, or tries to keep it in bounds, rather, excuse me. And he does a nice job getting around Cullen Doyle. Chance for the Mustangs is thwarted by Sampson. And here is number 18, Suarez. Gets it up for Silva, or at least he tries to. Ethan Drummond comes away with it. Drummond with speed, but it's knocked away again. Wow, Lynch on that far sideline has done a nice job defensively here. And I think we're going to see another penalty against the Mustangs.
yeah, it looked like Diaz was just trying to make something happen. He's going to get a yellow card on that header. Came in a little too hot, got the Medfield offensive player right in the back. So it looks like he's going to check out real quick as well.
I tell you, this is going to be another challenge for the Norwood defensive line, as Mateo Diaz has been a stalwart there. And it looks like we're going to see a timeout on the field. I think that was Max Tillman, number 19, who got the worst of it for Medfield. So Tillman's been involved in 2 skirmishes early on. The one against De Silva wasn't called as a card, but Helio threw his hands down on the ground and wasn't happy about it. So obviously we're up here, can't see what's going on. Maybe a little jawing between these 2 teams. It's gotten a little more rough and tumble than maybe we thought it might.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth in the past 15, 20 minutes or so. Could be a combination of the score, combination of the rain. Whatever it is, it seems like it's getting a little chippy out there, so maybe not the worst time for a timeout. Both sides can reset, focus on soccer for the next 10 minutes before the half.
10:21 officially the time on the clock, and we'll use a little bit of time to tell you about Norwood news Every single week, Norwood Community Media recaps everything that happened in Norwood, from learning about new places in town, classic events year after year, and how the Mustang sports teams are doing. There is only one show that has it all, Norwood News, only on Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood since 2004. Incredible, Joey, that they have been doing it for as long as they've been, and Norwood Community Media, formerly Norwood Public Access, has really been a staple of this town.
20 years. That would make Norwood News a sophomore in college, a junior in college right now.
Oh, now if you put it like that, right?
Yeah.
Jack Tolman has done such a great job heading things up. Megan Corbett has been involved in a lot of that, I believe, since the inception, and got a great staff here. And always nice to see that NCM has a presence in the school community. In fact, we've got some current students helping us out today. Single camera right now, and Kate Broderick is killing it on that camera for the moment. Really getting the shots here in the rain that you're able to enjoy. And Isla Wilson is kind of our, you said it last time, she's like our boss. She kind of directs everything around here. Kiki Thaxter, also a Norwood alum, who's in the booth with us today, not down in the truck, but is helping also to direct things. So I tell you, it is a Norwood program through and through. I think I'm the only non-alum here.
Yeah, welcome to Norwood. That's usually how it goes.
Has a way of sucking you in, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like we're about to get back to action. 10:21 to go. Medfield will start things off with number 15, William Huther. And, there's a chance for them, and a nice save is made by Flynn Schofield.
Great effort there from Flynn Schofield. Like we said, Joe, he's really bounced back after that first goal of the game. Something to keep your eyes on as well. It looks like Santos has checked back into the game for Norwood. So he'll hold up that back line, and I really like this lineup, especially in the midfield, Joe, with Silva, Da Silva.
This could be dangerous, though. Number 15 gets there first for Medfield. He does a nice job of getting around Shaw. Out for number 10, Brooke for Medfield. Couple of Medfield players in the middle, and it finally comes out to Cook. Oh, Joey, I know you were saying you were liking that midfield, but Medfield with almost another golden chance.
Great shot. Oh, my goodness.
I think you heard the collective sigh of relief from the fans here. Wow, Flynn Schofield has been under siege. Now, he hasn't given up a goal in over 20 minutes at this point. So the sophomore really has kind of settled in, but especially in the rain, those are dangerous shots. You see the rain coming down, and it is even more impressive, that save that he just made, and the fact that the Norwood defense was able to keep the Warriors off the board there.
Yeah, so here we go. Norwood trying to get it going the other way. Bento Jr. calling for the handball against Medfield, but he won't get it, so Medfield coming back down.
Sampson was ushering this ball into the zone, and Jack plays a lot of defense, but now Medfield looking to kind of bring that defense up a bit. Helio Da Silva gets patted on the back from Pedro Santos. Those two certainly have been involved in some of these skirmishes early on. And it looks like an opportunity for Medfield to take an indirect kick here with Sebastian Brooke.
Yeah, and you like to see that from Santos checking back into the game, trying to pick up his teammates after a mistake. That means he's back, he's level-headed. Hopefully he can make a big stop here for Norwood.
So it looks like Norwood will set up a wall of 3 players in front of Brooke, who talks things over with number 5, Cullen Doyle. Doyle is a junior on this team, and Brooke, wearing number 10, a junior as well. So he sizes them up. A wall of blue jerseys. Brooke points over to Doyle. Here's the whistle. Boots it away. It almost found its way through. He got it around the wall for a moment. John Lynch gives it some chase, as does Lucian Gale there on the far side. But Medfield maintains possession. Da Silva tries to get in there defensively, and a nice job by Lockard to get it away. But it, unfortunately for Norwood, comes right back to Medfield. Sean Graham will clean up. Gets it over for Ethan Drummond, number 6. Drummond is buzzed there by John Lynch for a moment. And now the Warriors will lose it at least temporarily. Da Silva on the far side for Pacheco. Brody has shown some good passing early on, and now he's going to try to use that speed to get around Cook. He does to the far side for a second, and who to go off of?
It looks like it's going to be Norwood ball.
So Pacheco will keep it. A nice job by Brody to maintain possession.
Great hustle there from number 5, Yasha, too, streaking up the seam, trying to get a passing lane open for Pacheco. He's going to throw it in right into the Medfield zone, right in front of the net.
Bento had a chance there. Da Silva got his leg up nice and high on that one and almost got a piece. Back out for Shaw. Shaw tries to get it around number 12, Calvin Fry. And now Da Silva with an almost bicycle-like kick. Oh, Medfield is working hard defensively. And did this one find a hand there for a moment?
Looks like it might have got to Silva's hand, so Medfield's going to have a set piece going the other way.
Helio kind of hits his hand for a moment, saying, you got to stay out of the way there.
But again, another good effort from the Mustangs. They're applying the pressure here in these last 10 to 15 minutes. They've created some opportunities up front in front of this Medfield net.
Tell you, it's a shame the first 10 minutes happened the way they did with Medfield putting up 2 goals, because Norwood has been much better here to close this first half. And it's interesting because Norwood has maybe shown that they're getting a little bit gassed towards the end of the half, or maybe in the second half of some of these games, but they've gotten stronger as this game goes on. Maybe a testament to some of the conditioning.
Yeah, they're really waking up here in these last 20 minutes, and it looks like we might have a sub here. So I think that's number 18, Diego Suarez, checking out. And that's number 1, Anthony Parisi, checking back in. So speaking of trying to avoid getting gassed, we got a sub coming back in here for these last 5 minets.
Yeah, probably a decent idea. Get some fresh legs off the bench. Suarez did a nice job.
Fresh legs.
It goes
Jr. again.
Wow.
Speaking of fresh legs, Joe.
Bento is on quite a roll as he is mobbed by his teammates. They point up to the cameras for a second there as Evans is living it all in, and Norwood finds themselves down 1.
What a goal from the senior. That's probably his 4th or 5th on the season, Joe. That one might have been the cheekiest one yet. A little flick over his head out in front of the net, just keeps it low on the ground and squeaks it into the net in the rain here. So just like that, with 5 minutes left before the half, it's a 1-goal game.
Now, Evans tends to do it. When I'm looking down, figuring out subs and things like that, that's when he gets his offense going. So looks like we got to kind of pay less attention.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll work. Thiago Silva comes back in, number 14, speaking of substitutions.
Yeah, some more fresh legs for the Mustangs.
You were saying Suarez was subbing out for Norwood, and I actually thought the following statement was going to be that Bento was going to take a seat on the bench because he came in with Suarez maybe about halfway through this first half of action. But instead, there's Evans scoring a goal. And here's Medfield the other way as they had another opportunity. Looks like number 15 was there. That's William Huther. But just like that, this is a 1-goal game. And if you're Jonah Flynn Schofield, the young Norwood keeper, you've kind of gotten your sea legs a little bit here. And I guess no pun intended with the rain. And now Norwood has gotten you a goal, so you're feeling a little bit better about yourself. Although certainly this could be dangerous as Silva gets some good chase here. Medfield will just usher it to the sidelines and take a throw in from Jackson Dodge. Nice work there. I think that's Mateo Diaz who's back in the game, showing some energy off the bench. Diaz was given a yellow card earlier in this contest, but he is right back in there. John Lynch now working with Parise and also Helio De Silva, who's gotten some extended run in the middle of the game. Over for Thiago Silva, who replaced Brody Pacheco not long ago. 4:26 plus whatever additional time we have on the clock. Pedro Santos now stepping up into the offensive end, so maybe a little bit of a strategy shift here for Coach Lockhead, now only down 1.
Yeah, but Medfield's going to look to counter with that Norwood back line stepping up, so a dangerous spot here for the Mustangs.
Oh, nice job by Diaz, who goes to the ground. Oh, Mateo always plays with such energy. In fact, I think that's kind of the way he lives his life. But he comes in and closes in hard on number 7, Jackson Dodge. Jackson scored a goal 28 minutes into this contest, so Norwood knows you can't leave him alone with a chance at a breakaway.
Yeah, Diaz is kind of just the energizer bunny back there for that Norwood back line, right? If you're Pedro Santos, you know you have Diaz back there. He's going to fly around. You can take that chance up front, try to make something happen.
For sure. So the referee puts his hand up, and we wait for Pedro Santos to put it away. Pedro gives his head a little bit of a shake. Nice to see Pedro back in this contest. He's got one of the best deep kicks on the Norwood team, and he shows it off right there to about the 50. Silva gets tangled up with Cook, and a nice job by De Silva to keep it out of bounds. Elio just kind of trying to give Norwood a chance, but Elliot Leong comes out of his net.
Yeah, not a bad bid there from De Silva. Just send one deep. You never know what might happen.
Leong boots it away, finds the head of De Silva. Parise going up for that as he tries to work against Tillman. Max Tillman has been no stranger to contact for Medfield. And here is Lucian Gale on the far sidelines, or is that John Lynch? Tell you, the 15 and the 16 isn't doing us too many favors there.
It looks like that's Gale on the throw-in, and then Lynch is right in front of the Norwood bench right now.
There we go.
And there's Lynch.
All right. Those two have been getting some extended run as John has become kind of a veteran presence on the Norwood team, as has Lucian. I think we've been calling their names for quite a while. Oh, nice job there. Norwood thought they came away with one trying to get around Ethan Drummond, but not quite.
Yeah, good back check there from Evans Bento Jr. playing up front. Tries to sneak in, force a turnover, but it looks like he got a call. So it'll be Medfield set piece right here at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Evans plays with such energy there. He thought he had it for a second and then heard the whistle and turned around a bit disappointed.
Yeah, he was ready to go the other way, full speed.
So now off the set piece with about 2 minutes left here in the first half. Medfield will send some reinforcements into the offensive end. And it's a good boot. Oh, Flynn Schofield went up for it, and Medfield hits the post. Norwood somehow gets it out of there, and their defense will try to alleviate the pressure, but not so fast. The Warriors keep it into the middle. Shaw's there for Norwood defensively. And the Mustangs, for the moment, get it away. Here's Bento working against Drummond. Bento's still with it, and we hear a whistle.
And it looks like Bento Jr. is a little upset with that. He had the advantage. He was looking to keep going the other way, but the referee's going to blow it dead. I think Evans Bento Jr. might have had a point there. It looked like he was busting out the other way with John Lynch going deep up the left side.
He had Parise just on his right, too. But either way, Norwood will keep possession. Nice job by them, especially the young keeper Flynn Schofield moments ago, who came out of there, booted it away with his hands, and then Medfield. Oh, they just missed a golden opportunity there hitting the post, but good things come, I guess, when Norwood's working hard. Oh, this one takes a strange bounce. Off the head of Bento, was that?
Yeah, that was off the head of Bento Jr., and as we kind of looked at each other there, Joe, the Medfield keeper actually fumbled the ball. So, again, in the rain, you throw something on net, you don't know what's going to happen. Speaking of which, it looks like two Norwood
friendly fire
teammates,
there.
Yeah, going to bump into each other on the header attempt.
Yeah, it was De Silva going up, and De Silva's, I think, got a little extra height on Parise and may have hit him on the way down or so. Look at that, Pedro Santos right in there. Pedro seems to be that leader of the team. We saw him a little while ago as Diaz came over and kind of helped control him when he was getting a little bit invested in one of those calls. And now Pedro checking on his teammate Parise, who seems to be no worse for the wear.
And so we got a big spot here for both teams. We got maybe a minute, maybe 30 seconds left here before halftime. If you're Norwood, you're looking to just keep this out of the net and go into halftime down one.
Medfield was very eager to boot that away as Cullen Doyle sends it into the offensive end. And now the Mustangs trying to make something work. I imagine they're going to bring most of the team up here. There's a chance with John Lynch coming down the sidelines. Lynch here still with an opportunity. He's guarded by number 13. That's Lucas Gotti, who's in the game now for Medfield. As number 5, Doyle will boot it away, but Norwood will keep possession. Could be their last chance here of the first half, Joey.
Yeah, now they've completely flipped the field.
And Lynch goes down. No call against Drummond. I thought you thought there might be one there.
Yeah, I was expecting a call there. That could have been a big spot for Norwood, but here comes Medfield the other way.
We're in extra time right now. Not exactly sure when the whistle will hit. De Silva kicks it out of the way. Norwood thwarts that Medfield chance, and that will be the end of the first half.
What an exciting close to that first half, Joe. They really turned it on there with about 5 to 10 minutes left. That turned into a game.
I was going to say that first half did not end the way it started. Norwood had their backs against the wall, 2 goals within the first 10 minutes, but they settle down. Their young keeper does a really nice job to keep them in it. And Evans Bento, as we've gotten so used to, delivers for Norwood in a big spot.
Yeah, it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. So Norwood finishes strong going into the half. We'll see how they come out here for the second half.
Yeah, we hope you will stick with us here on NCM. We will be back after the halftime break with more action from Murrayfield. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Murrayfield. I'm Joe Pinola. This is Joey O'Connor. And, Joey, we kind of thought Norwood was in for a world of trouble, giving up 2 goals there in the first 10 minutes. But a cheeky goal by Evans Bento there to close out that first half, or at least towards the end of it, makes this a game here, and Norwood's only down 1 in the rain.
Yeah, there we go. We were told we hadn't hit our quota on the amount of times we said cheeky, so there's one for the folks at home.
I had to get it in before you there.
This early, Joe, was tracking to be a blowout in favor of Medfield, right? That was a 30-second goal, right? Then Medfield capitalized again. It was 2-0 very early. But shout out to the JV goaltender stepping up. Flynn Schofield has held it down the past 20 minutes. And just like that, Norwood scores that cheeky goal right before halftime. Evans Bento Jr., a little flick over his own head, touches it into the net on the ground, and we have ourselves a game here entering the second half.
And you never know what's going to happen with the field being wet. The ball is tough to handle. Certainly a kind of an inexperienced goaltender for Norwood, but I tell you, Flynn Schofield really has shown out quite well. Got a lot stronger once he got his confidence down there, and he's got to like to see Norwood being able to put some offense up on the board, which they did for him.
Yeah, he had a big save on a free kick. He came flying out on a loose through ball up front. So it seems like he's building that confidence up. He's playing free, and Norwood's going to need him to step up here in the second half if they're going to pull this off.
It's been a bit of a chippy game as well. Norwood has picked up 2 yellow cards, one against Pedro Santos and one against Mateo Diaz. They are both still playing and still in the game, but I tell you, there's been a little bit of maybe some jawing, maybe some pushing and shoving. We saw Charlie Kermy getting into it with a couple of Norwood defenders. Max Tillman for Medfield has been on the receiving end of some of those hits, maybe from the Norwood team. So both teams have used their big benches so far. We've seen a little bit of contact, and I'm looking at the referees right now, talking things over and figuring maybe this is some of the discussion that's going on.
Yeah, if I had to guess, that's probably the exact discussion that's happening right now. First half was chippy, a lot of chirping, a lot of shoving back and forth. Let's keep it clean here in the second half. Let's just play soccer.
Now, I wonder if the referees are yelling at them or if they're giving the teacher I'm disappointed conversation right here. But either way, we'll get the idea in just a moment. Looks like Norwood had Evan Martin on there at least for a moment to start. But instead, is that Diego Suarez, it looks like, number 18?
I think that's number 1, Parisi checking back.
All right, sorry. So we'll get the starting lineups in a moment for you. The teams have flipped sides, so you will probably hear us say John Lynch and Lucian Gale's name a little bit more. NCM has also gone to the bullpen as Isla Wilson has come in now on camera for the second half after Kate Broderick did a really nice job for us there in the first half. But now the Medfield team still in their huddle. We'll see what they come out with. Is that Leart Bogdani, who's right there in the center of the field for the Mustangs? Leart got the start for Norwood and played probably about the first 15, 20 minutes before giving way to Bento, who was ultimately the goal scorer.
Yeah, so I think the big question for us up here, Joe, right, was that in that first half, Norwood kind of changed the momentum once they went to their subs. It looks like Norwood's going to go back to the starting lineup.
Yep.
But looking at this formation, it looks like Santos is going to bump up to more of a midfield role than that back line spot. So I would look for Santos to be very aggressive on some of these passes and through balls. I think Norwood's going to try to get it going up front early.
Well, he has to be aggressive early on as Charlie Kermy was closing in on him on that one. That Norwood back line, as Joey just mentioned, is different from what they started with, as they will keep number 27, Sam Lockhart, a sophomore, in there. So Sam is being tasked with some big responsibility here. Norwood historically has had Langston Coyle as part of that back crew, but we saw him with a green penny on earlier, so not sure if Langston's unavailable today. 2-1 in favor of Medfield. The Warriors are 3-3-2 this season, coming off a 2-0 loss to Ashland. Norwood 0-6-1, but a week ago today was their 1-1 tie against Bellingham. They had a rough season last year, but as we keep saying, Joey, and as we've been talking, Norwood has been competitive in just about every game this year, and they've certainly shown out much better this year in Coach Lockhead's second season.
Yeah, it seems like this game is a pretty good synopsis for the season, right? They battled back and forth. They've kept it competitive. They've grinded it out. And just like today, right? Today's a 2-1 game after it started off a little rough. Sounds like that's what the whole season has been like. So hoping the Mustangs can hang in here in the second half.
And now we'll get the boot here from Jonah Flynn Schofield. Nice to see him getting a chance to kick it away. And Norwood gets it over for Silva. Here comes potentially an opportunity. Nice job by Silva to get around Jackson Dodge. Over for Lynch, and now for Lucian Gale. Gale back into the middle for Helio De Silva. Helio subbed off the bench about halfway through the first half, but he's out here to start the second half now.
Great passing from the Mustangs. Once again, Joe, looks like they're waking up in
Gale
that
with
midfield.
a chance. Gale, who usually is kind of a stay-at-home defender, did a nice job cracking into the offensive zone there and almost sprung Lynch. But now a chance going the other way. Number 15, that's Kuzer, coming in there for Medfield. And Norwood is able to take it away with some nice hustle from Diaz.
Yeah, another great effort there from Mateo Diaz holding down that back line. Dangerous opportunity. Mateo Diaz hustles back, boxes out the Medfield opponent, and it's going to be a goalie kick.
Yeah, and interesting to see here as well. It looked like Santos was going to take the kick and then move out to the midfield position, but I think Coach Lockhead likes Lucian Gale to do it instead. So Gale will be tasked with booting it away so that Santos can get to work, and it's a nice line drive kick that gets to about the 45-yard line before it meets the foot of Sebastian Brook. Here's Sam Lockhart, with a dangerous header, and a nice job by Flynn Schofield to come out of his net and gobble it up.
Yeah, it was a little scary there for the Mustangs, but a great job by Flynn Schofield. As we mentioned, it seems like his confidence is up. He comes out, scoops that one up, and Norwood's going to head out the other way.
And Silva there gets a header to Lynch. Now, seeing Flynn Schofield play with that confidence once he gets going kind of begs that question that, if you're kind of developing a player, playing him on JV versus having him sit on the bench as a player on varsity, not exactly sure what's better, but Norwood has gone with Flynn Schofield as the JV goalie, and he seems pretty much in midseason form at this point.
Yeah, he has really stepped up after those first 10 minutes of this game. It's been a brick wall back there for the Norwood Mustangs, and he's a big reason why it's still a 2-1 game.
Now Santos working there. Nice header by one of the Medfield players on the far side. I think that was William Cook, number 2. So now Medfield trying to bring it in. Santos is still there defensively. He's been buzzing to start this second half. And Norwood now with a chance. Here's Bogdani. Only one guy to beat, but Jack Sampson did a nice job against him. And now number 6 for Medfield. That's Ethan Drummond. Drummond with those pink cleats gets it over for Jackson Dodge. He's got 1 goal already today. It goes off the arms there of Flynn Schofield and comes all the way out for number 19, Max Tillman.
Yeah, so Flynn Schofield active again, right? That confidence is up. He comes out, gets a hand on the ball. Could have been a bad spot for the Mustangs, but instead, nice safe spot here at midfield.
Medfield to reset with Sampson. Now over for Dodge as Gale sizes him up. Lucian almost got a piece of that one. And it goes out of bounds.
Corner kick.
Yep, there'll be a corner kick for Medfield. So a big opportunity. We haven't seen a ton of corners here in this game thus far, Joey.
Yeah, in our previous games, these have been kind of big swings either way for Norwood and against Norwood. So kind of interesting. We haven't seen too many here today. We'll see how Norwood defends this.
Sebastian Brook will elect to keep it on the ground. Brook gets it right back. Now into the middle of the field in a drive. And somebody got their foot on that one. I think it may have been Diaz.
What a set there from Medfield. Great opportunity, great chance for a goal.
Little pushing and shoving between Thiago Silva and the Medfield player. And Thiago does a nice job to get Norwood the ball back.
Yeah, that short corner pass action kind of cleared up the space in the middle for a Medfield backline defender to come up and just rip a one-timer. Luckily, that bounced out the other way.
Nice throw in from Lucian Gale. He was trying to get it to John Lynch, but Sebastian Brook did a nice job to get it over for Kermy. Kermy tried to get around Sam Lockhart, but he can't quite. Nice play by the sophomore defender for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and Medfield just applying the pressure, keeping it deep in the Norwood zone. So we're going to need to see that back line step up right here.
Another throw in here from Dodge. Surveys the field. Now throws it right into the middle. Getting a piece of that one was number 16, Lynch. And that'll go way out for a field goal.
And that's good for 3 points.
So 34-22 to go, and Medfield looks like they will be the first team to go to their bench as they will replace number 2, William Cook, there on the far sidelines. Not exactly sure on the number they're bringing in. Maybe number 5, that's Cullen Doyle. Saw Doyle getting a lot of that first half action. So now Norwood will get a boot here. Looks like it was Lucian Gale, so he'll be tasked with the goal kicks here, it seems like, in the second half. Now the Mustangs on the far sideline. Brody Pacheco is there, looking for De Silva. And here is Thiago Silva, who settles things down nicely. The freshman still with it, over for Gale. Gale does a nice job handling a tough pass and gets it back for Santos. Santos has to hurry as Tillman closes in on him, and those two, no strangers, either of them, to being tangled up, will once again have that happen, and we hear a whistle.
Wow, I thought we'd be going the other way on that. Looks like it's going to be a Medfield free kick in center field. Again, Santos active in the middle, getting tangled up. Maybe she could have let him play it out there.
So either way, Medfield still with it as Drummond plays it back for Jack Sampson. Sampson, one of the stay-at-home defenders on this Medfield team, but he's done a nice job kind of cleaning up loose ends. Yash Shah working there on the far sideline. 33:05 to go. If you're just joining us, Medfield got 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of this contest. One from Jackson Dodge and one from Charlie Kermy, numbers 7 and 9 respectively. But Norwood answered about halfway through the first half And who else, Joey? It was Evans Bento that was able to connect with the goal.
Yeah, he's been the offensive hub for this Mustangs team all season, and he had quite the clutch goal right before halftime.
Tillman with a chance into the middle of the field. He found Huther for a second, and it comes back out now. Medfield controlling it now with Ethan Drummond, number 6. Drummond with a drive, and it just goes wide of the net. Good decision from Flynn Schofield, who thought about grabbing it, but instead it'll be Norwood ball and a goal kick for Lucian Gale.
Yeah, it looked like Flynn Schofield wanted to come out, get a stop there, makes a good read, lets it fly by, so it'll be a Norwood ball, goal kick right in front of their own net.
32-12, the time remaining on the clock, and that's going to become more and more of a factor for the Mustangs. Gale booted away. Right behind him in that green jersey, we see Langston Coyle loosening up a little bit. I think Langston might be actually out for this contest. He would normally be on that Norwood back line, so that's potentially a piece of the Mustangs are missing today.
So we'll have Gale on the throw-in at about midfield here, looking to send one deep into the Medfield zone.
Yeah, he had those eyes that he wanted to really kind of set up Bogdani here. Bogdani will have to battle with Tillman. De Silva is there as well. Nice job by Bogdani to win it. De Silva slides it on over for Yash Shah. Shah against Tillman, who's been buzzing this half. Back now, and it's kicked out of bounds by Diaz. Did that one find the trees there, I think?
Yeah, I think that one's gone forever, unfortunately.
Well, last time we were seeing the ball boys hopping the fence here, they were doing everything they can, but looks like the youth program is not out here supplying them today. And here's a chance for Medfield moving in. Nice pass. And Norwood gets a piece there, and a player is down in front of the net.
Great bid there from Medfield. Kermie again creating some offense. Dangerous effort there in front of the Norwood goal. And I can't tell who's down, Joe, but someone is down for the Mustangs.
Trying to get some number. Hard to guess here. My guess is that it might be Lucian Gale, number 15, as we see kind of the rest of his defensive crew right there. Gale did a great job getting in position, but that ball just came right at him. Not sure if it caught him in the noggin or not. Lucian is now sitting up with his head in his hands. Lucian has already gotten banged up a little bit earlier today as he kind of had an awkward stumble near the Norwood bench when the field was the other way around. But I tell you, he's tough as he's trying to walk this off and stay in.
Yeah, I don't see anyone getting loose on the Mustang bench, so I think Gale is going to stay in this game. What an effort.
Well, give credit to the junior here. Lucian is one tough kid. He's been tasked with the goal kicks here, and he really takes a shot on that one and is able to deny Medfield a goal. So give him a save in that column for that one.
So it looks like the refs are deciding where to respot the ball here.
So while they do, we will tell you for a moment, Norwood has their 20th anniversary coming up. So stay tuned to NCM's community channel for the rebroadcast of the live shoot on the Common, celebrating 20 years. We mentioned it earlier, since 2004. NCM, formerly NPA TV, has been recording as much of Norwood as possible. You can watch board interviews, staff producers, etc. on that rebroadcast. Mustangs will alleviate the pressure here. Medfield has had some good chances, but they've been unable to add another goal, an insurance one to their total. Drummond now with the pink cleats. Slides it over for number 7, Jackson Dodge, who was the game's first goal. Ooh, Bogdani stepped up. I think he surprised Dodge there for a second, and it was almost taken away by John Lynch. Now De Silva will chase Sampson back. Here along the far side, it's William Cook. De Silva still working against that crew. Medfield will now bring up some help. Into the middle of the field for number 15, William Huther. Slides it over for Tillman. Medfield putting on a bit of a passing clinic right now. Tillman with a drive. Dodge trying to run it down, but he can't quite get there. And hard to see, Joe, exactly where that one went out. It'll be Norwood ball either way, and I think it'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, it looks like it will be a goal kick, but a great possession there from Medfield, really holding down the time of possession. Felt like they had the ball there, Joe, for about 3 minutes.
This game started off 2-0 Medfield, and it had the feeling that this one could become a slippery slope for the Mustangs. But the Bento goal puts them back in it. And I tell you, the second half, Joey, as we're about 10 minutes in, is starting to feel like that word we keep throwing around, much more competitive.
Yep, and speaking of competitive, here comes Silva up the left side right in front of us to Lynch.
Great handle from Lynch there, who almost lost control, but in the rain still keeps it Norwood ball. Now Silva does a nice job, gets around Drummond, and Drummond gives him a shove. Joey O'Connor, you were motioning for the shove, and the referees saw it that time.
It's easy to see from up here. I don't know how easy it is to see down there, but that was clear as day. Great possession there from Silva and Lynch, running a good two-man game. Silva tries to reverse field, gets it to the middle, gets a two-hand shove to the back, and Norwood's going to have a dangerous free kick here from about the 20-yard line.
It'll be Lucian Gale. So Lucian staying in the game after taking a shot from one of the Medfield players earlier on a kick. It was a legal play. And now Gale with a little bit of a finesse boot. That was trouble. But great job by Elliot Leong, the junior for Medfield, coming out of his net. The sophomore. And making a great save.
Yeah, good touch there from Gale, but a great effort, great decision there from the Medfield keeper. Just comes out strong, scoops it up, and it will be Medfield heading down the other way at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Medfield will go to the bench here as Jackson Dodge will check out. Looks like they will get number 8 back into the game. That is Devin Carew. So we saw Devin for maybe a little bit of a cup of coffee there in the first half, but he has returned. Here's a chance for Medfield, but a nice job by Diaz, who was able to get this away from Charlie Kermey. So it kind of looks like that Norwood back line, especially Diaz, and obviously we know Santos is a midfielder, have had enough of Kermey's games, and they have been on him here in this second half.
Yeah, they've done a great job adjusting since the start of the game.
Oh, nice job by Silva, who just barely got it out of the way. Now number 12, Evan Martin, trying to escort it out. Tillman still with it. Oh, look at that ball control from Max Tillman. Over to another player. That's Kermey with a drive and a nice save on the first opportunity. But Medfield follows it up as they get an all-important insurance goal. I think it was number 15, William Huther, who is ultimately able to connect. And if so, it'll be Huther's first goal of the game and a very important one for Medfield as we are 13 minutes here into this second half.
Yeah, just an unfortunate bounce there for the Mustangs. As we mentioned, Joe, Flynn Schofield having a great game since the first 10 minutes. Makes a good save there. Ball just kind of tips up. Medfield gets a second opportunity and buries it.
Kermey did a nice job doing some of the grunt work, and then Huther finds himself in the right place at the right time, and he converts. So Medfield and Coach Jason Heim have to be feeling a little bit of relief after that one. But still, we do have a bit of a wet field, even if the rain is not actively coming down as hard. We've seen the umbrellas go away there, so you never know. Still plenty of time on the clock here for this Mustang team. Brody Pacheco trying to make things work as he was trying to lead Leart Bogdani. But Medfield, it looks like, will take possession back over.
Yeah, just like that, it looks like senior Evans Bento Jr. is going to be looking to sub back into the game.
Yep.
So probably a good call from the Norwood bench. Time to get him back in, see if he can make some magic happen.
So you need a goal, and you go to Bento. Lucian Gale there in the middle of the field. Now Huther. Oh, he almost connected there with Kermey, but it went off the back foot of number 9, Charlie Kermey. Trying to get around Yash Shah here on the far side. Pedro Santos is there defensively as well. Into the middle of the field. Tillman has been quite good, but loses the handle on this one to Thiago Silva. Silva thinks about sending Bogdani, but doubles back and maintains possession. Tillman still on him as they try to get it back for Gale. And closing the gap there is Lockard. Almost a handball there, and Pedro Santos was calling for it on number 8, Devin Carew, but he doesn't get it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Joe. Number 14, as we mentioned, a freshman, Thiago Silva, great composure out there. Just possessed the ball for about 10, 15 straight seconds, trying to make something happen for that Mustang front line.
Pacheco trying to get it up to Bogdani. Now he tries to spring him, but Medfield closes up with Sean Graham rather quickly. Another chance for Bogdani, and it'll be scooped up by Elliot Leong with 25:53 to go. So Medfield has added that insurance goal. They've gotten goals today from Dodge, Kermey, and Huther. This one, maybe it found the elbow of Bogdani for a second. Norwood has their lone goal, courtesy of Evans Bento. Evans is he's been coming off the bench for the Mustangs, but he is their leading scorer so far this year. Now a chance here as Kermey looks to move inside. Gets it over for Sebastian Brook. And now a chance as Huther moves in. Takes a shove in the back. No call. And John Lynch tries to get it away. Huther still with control, doing a great job. Couple of jerseys being grabbed there. Medfield wanted the call against Lynch, who was saying it was happening to me too. And ultimately, though, it will be Medfield's ball with 25 minutes to go.
Yeah, just a couple seconds before that, again, number 6, Mateo Diaz, a great effort to get back, prevents an easy goal opportunity for Medfield. But due to that little back and forth there, a couple jerseys being grabbed, Medfield will have a dangerous free kick here.
Yeah, especially dangerous considering who's taking it. It's Charlie Kermy, one of the elder statesmen on this Medfield team. Kermy with the kick goes right off of the foot of Lynch. And they tried a little bit of a back kick there in front of the net. I think that was Huther in front of it, who was looking for his second goal of the game. So Medfield now with number 6, Ethan Drummond, will throw it in.
With the ball right out in front of that Norwood goal, Pedro Santos, again, just looking to get the ball out, dumps it deep. We're going to have a reset here, and Evans Bento Jr. will finally get to check into the game up front.
So he will replace Leart Bogdani. Also going to the bench is Medfield, as Jackson Dodge will check back into this game. He replaces Devin Carew. Santos into the middle of the field, trying to connect with Bento. Evans was working hard there to turn the corner against Jack Sampson. Was looking for the call, but either way, it looks like Norwood will keep possession, and we'll see a throw-in from Lucian Gale.
Yeah, so Bento checking in, immediately making an impact, hustling to keep the ball in the Norwood possession.
Good throw-in from Gale, but unfortunately goes right to Drummond. Silva controls it nicely, takes the pass back from Evan Martin, and Silva, he almost had one guy to beat, and he almost did. Great chance for the Mustangs, and now it comes the other way. Tough work here from Mateo Diaz, who tries to get it to the sideline, and ultimately it does go out of bounds.
Great effort there again from Diaz. Goes to boot it out of bounds. Looked like it almost got a Medfield defender there going out of bounds, but they'll keep possession. And again, the Norwood back line is going to have to step up here if they want to counter.
Diaz has shown some good speed when he's needed to in some tough circumstances. Mateo's actually listed on our score sheet as a defender/midfielder. Not surprising given his speed, but he has been a stalwart on the back line. Matt Warren was talking to me earlier today about how strong that back line has been for Norwood, including their goalies. Matt is kind of the goalie coach of this team, and tell you, he gets a lot of credit for the way that Jonah Flynn Schofield has been playing for the Mustangs here in what I think is his first start.
Yeah, very impressive, if true. First start, gets off to a bit of a shaky start, and he's really settled down since then. Even that last goal, Flynn Schofield did a great job getting his hands on it. Just a tough bounce.
Bit of a line drive there that found Evan Martin moments ago, and looks like these teams trading possessions here right in front of the Norwood bench. So 22-22 to go, and Joey, we're not getting wet, but from my vantage point, it looks like the umbrellas have come back out and the rain has started to return. So maybe that'll add to a slick surface that could potentially play Norwood's way, chasing 2 goals.
Yeah, it looks like it's picking up again. You saw Pacheco going to dry off the ball again before his throw-in. And here comes Medfield the other way.
Tillman gets tangled up again with Santos. Man, Tillman has been in a lot of these fracases early on. Nice job by Sam Locker to send it out of bounds as he was under siege from William Huther.
Yeah, that looked like Lockard kind of used the rain to his advantage there. Got a couple extra feet on that slot.
So 21:45 to go. Norwood still down 2. Comes out here for Cullen Doyle. And they're on the far sideline for Medfield. Trying to make something work. And tell you, Joey, if they can put a 4th goal up, this is going to become very long odd for the Mustang team. You know Medfield wants it, trying to get a winning record. There's 3-3-2 for the moment. The Mustangs, however, trying to get some offense working, but they're stuck on the wrong side of the field.
Yeah, Norwood's going to have to work hard to get this going the other way.
Ooh, somehow. I thought Drummond for a second kept that in bounds.
It looks like Lynch worked hard, and we're going to be going the other way, so here we go.
Nice job by John Lynch, and Norwood ultimately will gain the possession here. So Lucian Gale with the throw-in. Gale has had some strong throw-ins today, and he connects this time with Bento. Bento gets tangled up with who else? Max Tillman. He has been no stranger to contact, and he goes down again here.
Yeah, so Bento just a little too aggressive trying to settle that throw-in. Ends up running over the Medfield opponent from behind. And we'll have a set piece here for Medfield right in front of us.
So we'll see the blue cleats of Sebastian Brook ready to boot this away as Bento points out some instructions. Ooh, it's a good kick from Brook that's right on goal. A chance for Medfield. I think they defended their own shot.
Wow.
Oh, boy. And there's a Norwood player down near the net. First glance, I think that's Mateo Diaz, number 6. And Mateo pops right up. This Norwood back line is getting beat up today physically, but they have held strong for the most part. Nice to see Mateo getting up on his own power.
Yeah, we've had a couple crazy scrums right in front of the Norwood net. Again, Flynn Schofield coming out, makes a great play there on that free kick. I would imagine with the rain coming down, it's just basically impossible to catch anything. So he knocks it down, scrum in front of the net.
Oh, here's Evans. You always got to pay attention when Evans has the ball, even if there's 4 guys against him. Trying to get around here, number 14, Sean Graham. Ultimately, he loses possession, and now Evans is down there on the far sideline. Play continues with Sebastian Brook, and finally they do stop possession here. And I think we'll see the referee kind of tending to Evans over on the left side here.
And it looks like the ref wanted to have a little discussion.
Yeah.
Evans is walking away from the discussion.
I don't think Evans really wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe stayed down a little bit too long for the referee's liking.
So it looks like we'll have a sub. I think Bento is going to check out of the game.
Yeah, so we'll see. Does Bogdani come back in? Layard was getting the start, and Evans replaced him earlier. In the meantime, Medfield will go to a substitution. It'll be Tariq Ozgul that'll come back in. He'll replace number 15, William Huther. There's a little bit of a cheeky pass from Sebastian Brook, trying to get it over a couple Norwood players. Comes back out for Tillman. Oh, and here's a chance for Kermy as he tries it with the left foot, and the follow-up from Ozgul is good. Beautiful work from Medfield again as they take the opportunistic rebound, and they extend the lead to 4-1.
Yeah, and another good bid there from Flynn Schofield. Made a great effort, a great save. Rebound just comes out in a dangerous spot, and Medfield's done a great job finishing on rebounds all day. They finish another one right there.
So it's Tariq Ozgul. Medfield has gotten 4 goals today, and different players have scored all of them. A tally mark for Dodge, for Kermy, for Huther, and now for Schofield. So Medfield has spread the wealth, and now they have a commanding 3-goal advantage.
Yeah, and that's a big swing either way there, right? If Norwood scored there, it would be a 1-goal game. Medfield goal kind of puts this out of hand with about 18 minutes left. We'll see if Norwood can muster up a response here.
Charlie Kermy was the one that took that first shot on goal. It was a nice job by Norwood sophomore keeper Flynn Schofield there, who was able to get a piece of that, but unfortunately that piece came right out to Tariq Ozgul, who really left no doubt. That was a strong shot on the rebound from the senior for Medfield, number 22. So Norwood has a tall task here, although 1 goal will certainly go a ways to boosting their spirits. Bogdani has it go out of bounds off him. This is a Norwood team that scored single-digit goals all of last year, Joey. So just the fact that Norwood's able to kind of be getting a goal in every contest is already progress. And now they're looking to see if they can get 2.
Yeah, as we said quite a few times, they've been competitive all season, and part of that is what we're seeing. They're able to force the ball deep into opponent zones. They've had great opportunities here today, but Medfield's played some great defense as well. We've mentioned the Norwood defense all season, but that Medfield backline has stepped up quite a few times.
For sure. And Elliot Leong, who has been anchoring this team as Medfield's goalkeeper, a sophomore, has done a great job as well. Here's Charlie Kermy, turns the corner against Lucian Gale. Kermy takes the shot on net and he scores. Second goal of the game for Charlie Kermy as he beats the sophomore goaltender for Norwood, and Medfield now is up 5-1.
Yeah, so we've talked about Bento as the hub of the Norwood offense. It seems like Kermy has been the hub of this Medfield offense all day. Hustles down the right side, bullies his way to the ball again, and finishes with the left.
So now I believe we'll see a timeout here as the Umbrellas have come out on the Medfield sideline. And Norwood, I have to imagine, has called this one to talk things over. They find themselves in a world of hurt. 2-1 at the start of the second half. We thought they were starting to feel some momentum with that Bento goal, but now 5-1, and it's going to be a lot of work if they're going to get back in this one.
Yeah, and Medfield being a good team, they do what good teams do, right? The other team starts to steal some momentum, they squash it, they take it right back, and just like that, it's a 5-1 game.
For sure. Well, while the teams take a timeout, we will remind you that next Wednesday, the dominant Norwood field hockey team takes on Medway at home. NCM will be broadcasting that game live. Norwood Community Media will have our truck up here to capture field hockey's Pink Night against Medway. That is Wednesday, October 2nd at 4 p.m., only on the NCM Community Channel. Boy, it feels like every year we keep saying dominant as the adjective to describe Norwood field hockey. Under Coach Allison Dolliner, they have been quite good, and they continue to be this year.
Yeah, undefeated this season. I believe we broadcasted one of their games earlier this season. That was a pretty electric back and forth.
For sure.
Those against Westwood.
That's right. And we pretend we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
when Kathy Shakoy and Nora Glynn do it, they can give you a little bit more of the insight to the sport.
Yeah, I did a second game with Nora. She knew a lot more than I did, so that was helpful.
She's a lifesaver on the mics for field hockey, isn't she?
That Norwood field hockey team, again, coming off a championship run. They were in the state title last year, and they're undefeated so far this year. A lot of great senior leadership, and as we saw, Joe, when we watched them as well, sophomores contributing and freshmen, underclassmen contributing across the board. So very deep Norwood team with a couple bright spots for the future.
Yeah, they got a deep team, and they also have a superstar in Shay Larkey. She continues to just, every single time I hear about how the field hockey team does, it's 1 goal, it's 2 goals, it's 3 goals, it's every time. I think our own Mark Hoover got a chance to interview her, so you can check that out, going back through the NCM archives. It's a team that was runner-up last year to Reading, so you got to know that they want it this year, and they have started out playing like it for sure.
Yeah, they've been a great star team for this fall season at Norwood High School. We'll see how the other teams, including this Norwood boys soccer team, I think you and I are doing a girls soccer team game soon, I think next week or in 2 weeks. I believe you're on the call for a volleyball game coming up soon, so we'll see those other teams step up, try to make a few playoff runs as well.
Absolutely. That's a volleyball team that's close to my heart after I coached a lot of the seniors on this Norwood volleyball team. I was actually coaching as freshmen, and I'm real proud to see them playing big minutes on varsity, and they're having fun out there. So it looks like we're about ready to get back to action. 17-19 to go. Norwood is down 4, and Medfield has really turned it on lately. Charlie Kermey has been the one instigating a lot of the offense, and he now has 2 goals here on the day. Let's see if the teams decide to mix things up here. You never know. Certainly at this time in a high school game, down 4, we might see some new players getting some opportunities. But it is Charlie Kermey, nonetheless, who tries to usher in the Medfield offense. But great hustle here on the far sideline. Looks like that's Brody Pacheco from Norwood, who's able to get down there and dispossess the Medfield player. Back out for Max Tillman, number 19. Tillman sizes up Tiago Silva and instead decides to get it over to Ethan Drummond. Back into the middle of the field. And Norwood is able to divert that chance at least for a moment. Drummond back for Tillman. And now really far back coming for number 14, Sean Graham. Medfield still sticking with a lot of their starters. Number 5 is in there, Cullen Doyle, who we mentioned moments ago. Cullen started today. He hasn't been an every game starter, but certainly playing some key minutes for them.
And it looks like we'll have a little change of possession here, so Yasha will throw this ball in bounds right in front of the Medfield bench.
That's got to be intimidating, doing the throw-in right in front of... I'm sure the Medfield bench is not quiet while the throw-in is happening right in their faces.
In the rain, nonetheless, too.
Looks like Evans Bento is back in as well, number 10, so don't turn away from your TV or your laptop or your tablet just yet, because anytime Evans is on the field, we never know if we might see something cheeky. Into the middle here, Tiago Silva was there. Number 22, Tariq Osgool has a goal today. That was the 4th tally for the Warriors. Silva now back for Lucian Gale. Here is Mateo Diaz, gets it around Charlie Kermey. Now for Yash Shah, but a nice play by Medfield on the far side and almost really taking it into the offensive end. That was number 11, Henry Kaiser.
Yeah, strong possession there, though, for the Mustangs. They were able to work the ball up the field, reset, worked it all the way back around, flipped the field, and now they're going to send one deep.
Oh, this could be a chance, as Sean Graham, luckily for Medfield, got a piece of that. I thought Norwood was going to set up Tiago Silva there.
Yeah, and again, the freshman has been a weapon for the Mustangs all day. Usually in the midfield, this time it looks like he's getting aggressive up front. Keep your eyes on 14.
The honors for the throw-in here will fall to Brody Pacheco as he finds the head of Cullen Doyle. Having to double back there for a moment is Pedro Santos. Medfield into the middle looking for Kermey. Norwood's got 2 guys on him, but we know Kermey has good speed. He sizes up Lockhart, gets around him, trying to get around Gale, but he can't quite do it. And this one a little bit too far as it hits the flagpole. Kermey at least was excited about that one. He was trying to connect with Sebastian Brook, a junior.
Yeah, so it will be a throw-in instead of a goal kick, and Yasha is buried deep in his own zone here.
Yeah, we talked about it being difficult doing that throw-in in front of the Medfield bench. This is not where you want to have the throw-in. Let's see what Yash elects to do. Looks like he tried to just kind of throw it and have it go out of bounds quickly, and Norwood does gain possession back. So a nice job by Yash to at least kind of get 15 yards on the play. Yash again now, connects with number 12, Evan Martin. Evan trying to get it up for Evans Bento. Ooh, Evans almost found some room there.
And here comes Medfield the other way.
Oh.
Kermie up front again, just bullying his way to the ball.
He just bulldozes people, and now he's got a view of the net. Tries to sneak it in, and I think he just got the side of the net from this way. From this side, I got pretty nervous that Charlie had about to put a hat trick in.
Yeah, those ones are always tough to tell from up here, but it looks like Kermie hit the side of the net. Norwood defense stepped up again. Flynn Schofield cuts down that angle, and Norwood will have a goal kick with about 13 minutes left here in this game.
And it looks like we're going to see Medfield kind of empty the bench a little bit. Devin Carew comes back in, as does number 13, Lucas Gotti, and number 24, Nikhil Kumar. So Medfield is now turning things over to some of their reserves. Nice to see them getting an opportunity now. Max Tillman is still in. He's done a nice job in the possession game. Pedro Santos playing some interesting defense against him there, as it comes out for number 8, Carew. Now Carew plays it on back for the Medfield back line and ultimately for Sean Graham. Graham gets it over for number 13. Here's Lucas Scotti, a senior, getting an opportunity here late in the game. Oh, nice play by Kumar, taking a good step in as he tried to get around Gale. Kermie takes the shot and he goes wide. Wide of not only the soccer net, but the field hockey net that's parked back there as well.
Yeah, great pass there from number 24, Kumar Nikili. Checks into the game and immediately Meg's a Norwood defender, puts it on Kermie's foot, who rips a shot just wide of the net. So Norwood again, goal kick here with 12 minutes left this time.
So it'll be Lucian Gale ultimately who boots this one away. Interesting that Norwood has been getting Gale to do a lot of the kicks right now. And Joey, I was looking down for a moment because I'll tell you there's one other sporting event I'm interested in today. If you haven't heard, this is the last game in the history of the Oakland Coliseum today, and the A's are up 3-2 in the middle of the 7th. So I'll tell you, I'm not an A's fan, but I enjoyed a couple games there, and nice to see that in their last home game the A's are faring quite well. So we hope you're enjoying Norwood soccer, but it's a pretty good baseball game going on as well.
Yeah, check in on the A's, pray for their fans. Feel bad.
Oh, yeah, they've lost a couple pro sports teams, both in recent years, and they have been great fans in their history. Medfield will go to the bench once again as they seem to be kind of emptying the cupboard there. Number 14, Sean Graham, who's been a stalwart on the back line, will check out. And it looks like Medfield will call in. They'll bring William Cook back in the game, so why not? William got a start, and he's now back in the contest. Norwood here trying to claw away at a second goal. Joey, it hasn't been very often that Norwood has put 2 in the back of the net, so even if they're able to get a second goal, even if it's a 5-2 loss at this point, you got to be feeling good if Norwood is able to get that offense going. So maybe that's kind of their goal at this point in the contest.
Yeah, there's always something to play for. There's definitely still something to play for here, right? Build a little momentum going into the next game. See if you can get something going on the offensive end. Take away something from this game. See if you can get a second goal, maybe even a third goal. Still plenty of time left.
Never know. I like it. Don't get 2, get 3, get 4, get 5. Let's see.
Get a little greedy here.
Norwood's next contest after this one is at Dover Sherborne, as they'll be traveling there on Tuesday. In fact, they've got back-to-back away games before they return home on October 8th. That will be a game against Medway. John Lynch here with a chance. Nice ball from Lynch. Oh, and Norwood had an opportunity for a header. They tried to follow it up, and instead it is booted over the goal. Oh, a great chance for Norwood. And was that Evans right there again?
Yep, it was Bento Jr. in the mix again. A great cross from Lynch. Pacheco gets airborne, puts his head on it. Another scrum in front of the net. And it looked like Bento Jr. had one shot, got his own rebound. Second shot, sails it over the net, through the goalposts, into the parking lot. But as we said, Joe, something to play for, right? Go for that second goal.
For sure. We are officially under 10 minutes now remaining in the contest. Shout out to John Willett, who has been keeping the scoreboard this season for Norwood. The nice new scoreboard that we have here at the school on the hill. Certainly a lot more high-tech than the old one. Now here is Medfield with Cook leading the charge. Slides it over for Carew, who plays it over to the sidelines. Evan Martin and Yash Shah are there defensively. And Yash, as he's done so many times today, dispossesses the Medfield player. Over now for, I believe that's Pacheco here on the far side, as he and Bento lead the charge. Cullen Doyle with those striped socks is there for the Warriors. And Cullen will escort it out of bounds. Pacheco will protest, though, as he doesn't like the call.
Yeah, it looks like he thought that was off of Medfield, and Medfield just kind of played all along that was off Pacheco. A little protest to the ref, but nonetheless, it will be a Medfield goal kick.
All right, so Medfield will instead have one of their defenders kick it away. I think this is William Cook. as he'll give the boot instead of Norwood's keeper. Norwood's keeper, Elliot Leong, has had a wonderful game, obviously only surrendering the one for Norwood so far. Nice job by Yash Shah, who wins a foot race on the far side, beating, I believe that's William Huther to the ball.
Yeah, great effort there again from Yash Shah, number 5. He's been flying around back there all day. Very active on that backside for Norwood. Hustles back. Could have been a dangerous opportunity for Medfield with the live ball, and instead we'll have a corner.
Yep, here's another dangerous chance, a corner kick here in this driving rain. At least like it looks like it's driving from our perspective. Ball gets popped up and eventually goes out of bounds. But yeah, we are enjoying the cover of this wonderful booth here with our wonderful NCM crew. Isla Wilson is on camera for this half, as we had Kate Broderick work in the first half, and Kiki Thaxter is our supervisor today. John Willett, who we mentioned, is helping out with the scoreboard again, and Kate Danner as well, enjoying the cover of this NCM booth right now. John Longley up here too, so it's a full house enjoying this soccer game.
Good day to be in the booth. Good day to not have a second camera on the roof, probably.
That's for sure. I'm glad Isla and Kate are thankful for that right about now. So 7:41 to go here in this contest, as this one finds the head of Thiago Silva. Medfield has a couple of reserves in the game, potentially trying to get their first goals of the season, and Norwood trying to put up 2 goals, I believe, which would be the first time that they have done that. So a bit of an offensive showcase for both teams. Now on the far side, nice work from Lucas Gotti, who was trying to get around Evans Bento. Evans kind of stares him down for a moment. You know he's fired up to score that second goal. Lucian Gale trying to chip it over Devin Carew. Norwood maintains possession with Suarez, at least for the moment. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll now be Kumar to throw it in.
And there's the rain playing a factor right away, so Kumar checks in.
Yeah, Kumar kind of dropped that ball.
2.
Yep. Let's see if the third time is a charm here for Nikhil Kumar. Kumar is a junior on this Medfield team. He does get it in this time, and Medfield having trouble with it, at least for the moment. Norwood gets it out. Looks like they've got number 19 in the game. That's Dan Martin. Nice to see Dan getting an opportunity here. Lucian Gale will boot it into the middle for Pedro Santos. Actually, excuse me, number 12. And here's a chance. Bento again gets it through, and it doesn't quite go in as Medfield had a defender. Second chance from Evan Martin, and it's headed away by Medfield. Norwood still with an opportunity. Tell you, I looked down for a second. I was trying to get Dan Martin's number. I should have known better that Evans would be on it. And another great save. Oh, Leong laid out for that one. Really nice work. I don't know how Medfield kept Norwood off the board there.
Incredible effort there from the Mustangs. Again, this is a 4-goal game with only about 6 minutes left. Some teams might just pack it up, call it a day. Norwood's applied the pressure quite a few times. Bento Jr. on the fast break. Goalie steps up, makes a great save, but a couple other great shots there for the Mustangs. Again, just trying to carry some momentum into this next game.
And maybe it's a little bit of that new blood coming in for Norwood. I think I saw number 20, James Galvin, out there for Norwood as well. So Martin, Galvin, we've been seeing Sam Lockhart thrust into a pretty important role as a defender here. Norwood really kind of using their full team. Here's some good hustle from Bento. Watch out. Even if he's taken on 4 guys, he's still got a chance. And Evans now moves in. Leong comes way out of the net, and he does a nice job to just barely get it out of Evans' reach as the Norwood player falls down in front of the net. Evans wanted it, and I think he's going to have some nice turf burn on that one.
Yeah, even in the rain, the turf's still going to hurt there. Bento Jr. a little upset. Great effort. Again, the one-man fast break. Medfield goaltender comes sliding out to make a stop, and Bento Jr. goes flying. He's going to get up slowly here.
Yep, Thiago Silva and Dan Martin come on over to give him a hand. I think as much as the turf burn may be hurting Evans on this one, it was the missed chance, as he almost had a goal literally taking on 4 defenders and almost beat them all, including the keeper.
So it looks like this will result in a Norwood corner kick. Subs are going to check in as well.
Yep.
So speaking of new blood.
Wholesale subs we got going on right now.
Yeah, it looks like we have. This is a little tough to see.
We'll get the identities for you in just a moment, as we saw a couple of yellow pennies also get tossed into the air. And Lucian Gale, who was going to kick the goal kick, will not even be in there. Alex Palong is one of those who's in the game wearing number 4. He's the closest to us. We already mentioned Dan Martin, who's in the game. Evan Martin remains in as well. Number 24, Benoit Gebbie is in the game, a junior. And here comes the kick now. Right into the middle of the field, and I think that was a little bit of friendly fire on Evans' back there for a moment. And we're going to hear a whistle. Actually, is that number 12, Evan Martin, who went down?
Evan Martin, but that was number 18, Diego Suarez, the lefty, with a fireball of a corner kick there. Lasered one into the box. Good opportunity for the Mustangs. And instead, Evan Martin looks like he's going to walk this one off.
Yeah, Evan is walking it off, but the trainer came out pretty quickly. So it goes to show you how tough Evan is as he takes that shot to the back, which looked pretty painful from our perspective. And looks like he'll get that things looked over on the sideline. So more substitutions coming in for the Mustangs. As we continue to see the group there in the middle of the field. Number 4, as we mentioned, is Alex Palong. Benoit Gebbie, number 24. Looks like, is that number 21, Max McGann, who's in the game? Number 19, Dan Martin remains. James Galvin is in there as well. It is a new-look Norwood roster for the moment, and we apologize if we're missing anyone right now.
Yeah, and it looks like with Martin checking out, that's number 7, Jim Oliveira, checking into the game. I think he was number 13 last year, so
that's
a little
right.
number switch.
Well, maybe lucky number 7 kind of has a different reputation than number 13, doesn't it? Palong tries to go up against Kumar there and does a nice job of getting his head on it. Comes out for number 22, Tariq Ozgul, who's one of the goal scorers for Medfield. Sean Graham, it looks like, is back in for Medfield. They also have number 12, Calvin Fry, on the ball. Good hustle from Oliveira as he was closing in on Devin Carew. Medfield now using the whole field. As we see number 13 is around there. That's Lucas Gaddy, who checked in the middle of the game. So a couple other players getting an opportunity to play here. We are in extra time, so although you'll see 5 minutes on the clock there, that 5 minutes is stopped and the referees are keeping things down on the field.
Yeah, and despite all the subs, that's still number 6, Mateo Diaz, holding down that back line, comes flying up, gets the ball out of the Norwood zone, so he's not quitting.
Not a surprise there that Mateo, who is certainly a senior leader on this team, is in there to try to hold the fort down. But the Mustangs trying to get that second goal, and this could certainly help them. Suarez comes away with it in the middle of the field. Nice work to kind of keep it away from Carew, at least for the moment. But instead, here comes Calvin Fry, number 10. Fry working against Suarez. A long pass up for Huther, who puts it on goal, and ultimately Medfield does connect. Great work, and I think that's Tariq Ozgul again. He takes the shirt off, runs to the sidelines, and if that is indeed Tariq, that's his second goal of the contest. It is 6-1 Warriors.
Yeah, and you definitely can't do that. That's going to be a card. Got to keep the shirt on, Joe.
And the referee is just searching for the card. I think he's going to talk things over with Coach Heim for a moment. Hey, you might see the likes of some of the pros doing it, but that is a no-go on the high school level.
Yeah, I don't think the MIAA is a big fan of that move. But again, another good save there from Flynn Schofield. Another rebound opportunity for Medfield, and they bury it one more time. So with just probably a minute or two left here, it was 6-1 game.
So Jim Oliveira will get things started. Looks like Medfield is continuing to keep their big guns in there. As you see right there in the middle of the field, Charlie Kermey and William Huther, both of whom have goals in this contest. In fact, Kermey has 2. He and Ozgul are the leaders for the Warriors with their 6 so far. Here's Nathil Kumar on the side. Gets it on over for number 15. That's William Huther. Norwood still trying to keep it out of that Medfield end. Dan Martin in those red cleats over instead for Devin Carew, who tries to switch fields, and a nice job by Norwood stepping up. I think that's number 24, Benoit Gebbie, trying to play it down the far side. Sean Graham is back in there for Medfield as he works against a Norwood player there on the far side. Apologies if we're missing any identities here.
And there's Mateo Diaz again, still playing hard, hustles back for that free ball.
For sure, Mateo is still in there anchoring that back line. Palong has joined him, and it looks like Norwood still has Sam Lockard in there as well, who's played quite a number of minutes today, perhaps by surprise. He wasn't a starter. Number 21, Max McGann, is on that defensive line as well. Max, somebody else who I had in class a number of years ago and was happy to do so. But it looks like time has expired on this contest, and Joey, the way the second half went for Norwood, maybe not the second half they were envisioning.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start in the first half. Norwood chips away, cuts it to a 2-1 game. But the second half just kind of goes the Medfield Warriors' way. A couple rebound opportunities. Nonetheless, a great effort, though, from the Norwood tender, Flynn Schofield. Saved quite a few shots in front of the net. Medfield just capitalized.
Absolutely, and a lot of opportunities for the Norwood offense. They missed a couple of goals by some very small margins. But either way, Norwood will fall to 0-7-1. They'll be back at it on Tuesday against Dover Sherborne. Medfield now has a winning record, at least so far for the season, as they move to 4-3-2.
Yeah, great game here in the rain. Score, I don't think is that indicative of how competitive this got. As you mentioned, Joe, the second half just kind of got away from us, but great effort from the Mustangs. They've been competitive all season, and they competed today.
Absolutely. Well, special thanks to our NCM crew. Isla Wilson did a great job on camera in the second half, and Kate Broderick in the first half. Kiki Thaxter, as always, did a great job supervising us today, and we're always happy to bring you some live sports. We'll continue to do so on the second with field hockey for the Pink Out. Obviously, you've got Norwood news continuing to go on. NCM does not rest, Joey.
Just keeps going. The show goes on.
We hope you will join us for one of those events. This game will be on video on demand, so you can certainly check it out on there. For Joey O'Connor, I'm Joe Pinola. Thanks for joining us here today, and we hope to see you again soon. Have a good night, folks.